Hey, welcome to All Caps Comics. My name is Ethan Van Sciver. Thanks for joining me. Uh, yeah, we're lining up the page here. We're starting a new page today. Thought you'd want to be here with me while we work it out. So we've got a big shot of Cyberfrog departing. Okay, so he's departing somewhere. And this is the thing. Want to get a nice big splashy action shot of Cyberfrog. I worked out this little sketch at first. And then I said, you know what? I want him to fill the page in a different way. So I actually went back, got rid of all of this. I'm still, at this point, still trying to manage it. No. I want a big shot of his head. I want kind of his head and shoulders. I want him to be coming right at us. Because, so far, you want to have a variety of different sizes and shapes. How do you describe that? You don't want, you want there to be different kind of views of Cyberfrog, of your hero, of your characters throughout the book. So, this one, I want his head to be much bigger. I want us to be kind of looking down on him as he's coming at us. And I haven't done a shot like that in the book yet. So, this just worked better. And, erasing, even though I really like the sketch that I started to do there with his knee up in the air, I feel like I've done stuff like it before. So, scratch it out, start over again. Also, the thing I wanted to do here is I wanted to add a lot of heavy black shadows with this particular drawing of Cyberfrog, as he is not in he's not in an urban environment like he's used to, or even a suburban environment. He's out in the woods, so not a lot of lights, just some moonlight, and then the light coming off of his own body. And other than that, he should just kind of be black. So this is a very shadowy drawing of Cyberfrog. I thought that would also be kind of fun. Normally, I don't do that. I don't put a lot of heavy shadows all over his chest or anything like that. I don't know. For some reason, I never do. This time, I will. All right. So, looking down, a lot of detail on the neck. And a little bit of a kind of wizened look about Cyberfrog as he in this shot. I want him to look like he's just learned something. And so I have his lower eyelids kind of up, covering the bottom half of his eyes. I think that's a pretty good expression. And of course, they're shadowed out. Everything's very, very dark. Everything's going to be black. So I'm going to be using a lot of ink on this. There go... okay, so we're working out the reflections on his shoulder spheres again. Just a lot of darkness. And this is the kind of thing, I mean, you want to keep a variety in the book. You want, as somebody flips through your comic book, you want to wow them with a different scene, a different look, a different feeling on every single page. If you were to just break down a comic book page into shapes, which is what the human eye picks up first. I mean, you're not looking at minute details when you just flip through a comic book. You just see shapes, and then you interact with faces on the page. So it's important that the shapes of the pages, that are on the pages, have a lot of variety. So that it's just fun to look at. It gives the eye gets excited. Your eye gets excited as it's flipping through a comic book. These are all things that should occur to you. Just making your comic book look interesting on a level that happens like subconsciously, subliminally. So, you can tell. I don't know if you've ever flipped through a comic book where it's just the same constant kind of thing. And I'm sure it'll read just fine. I mean, it's, but you just couldn't care less. One of my favorite artists is Todd McFarlane. And to me, he was a master of this. Just flipping through any random issue of a McFarlane comic, everything always looked different. There was something different on every single page. It was always alive. It was always moving and noisy. The comic book itself it breathed in and out. Do I sound nuts? that, like, trying to put into words the things that, go through your head. And part of this channel is gonna kind of do that. I want to actually give you some insight into the way I think as an artist, and sometimes that's going to come out, I guess, in a sort of esoteric way, where I try to put words to abstract ideas, and it's it's kind of artistic programming. I'm not sure if it comes out. I'm not sure if the words make sense to anyone. But I shall still endeavor to try. All right, so as you can see, I'm putting in big, huge black shadows now. I've chosen my light source. It's a very dim light source. It is the moon. And so we put in the heavy black shadows and then just kind of work out the pull-outs. Now, we used to talk about what pull-outs were all the time. When I was doing my how to draw classes on Comic Artist Pro Secrets, but that's a pull-out. What you just saw happen, that was a whole series of pull-outs. Taking a dark shadow to gray by using just almost parallel lines. All right, so it saves, that way you've got kind of a gray tone. When you're working on a page, you've got when you're working just in ink, you've got black, you've got white, and then you've got an infinite number of gray tones that are left only up to your skill at creating texture. You can make as many different kind of gray tones as you want, as long as you know how to do it. Pull-outs and cross-hatching and things like that, that's all part of the game. To add tonal variety to a drawing, to a black and white drawing. A lot of different gray tones that you can make. All right. Cyberfrog's hands and arms take a while to draw too, but I got out my little circle template. I got his knuckles. I just like to look at him. I think he looks cool. And Cyberfrog just kind of throws himself into the air. I'm looking more and more at, drawings, not drawings. I'm looking more and more at photographs of frogs mid-leap and just seeing what they do with their arms. Just seeing what they do, with their arms and hands when they jump. I mean, they really don't assist in any way. They just kind of hang there. They can either hang backwards or they'll throw them kind of forwards. They just kind of flop. It's very rare that it's not like the arms are part of the, propelling them forward. So, it's almost all done with the legs. And, yeah. The more, with this second Cyberfrog series that, I'm working on, this new series after the one I did in the 90s, I want him to be more frog-like. All right, that's it. Thanks, everyone. See you again soon.